The idea was to break these records, to make the ultimate execution. We spent more or less 2 years and a half to make this watch. At the beginning, the first layout that we received from the watchmasters was a bit an octo, that you know, with the octagonal opening, with a common configuration. You say, guys, honestly, I think it's a bit common. I would love to have something different. Yes, you know, Fabrizio, but we have some constraints. This issue is a problem. Okay, I start to say, okay, you don't have to take care about the aesthetics. This is my job. It's going to be an octo for sure, but you have to imagine something that doesn't exist. I would love to have a watch with the movement and the case is completely blended in just one shape. If you need more space, if you go outside, you don't have to use the cage of the dial opening. You have to spread out the movement. If you need a bigger barrel, you put a bigger barrel. If the bigger barrel change the shape of the bezel, great, because it's going to be an octo. So for this watch, it was very important to respect the DNA of the brand, but even the octo DNA. Yeah. That's why the first layout, for me, it was a bit common, and they say you have to push the boundaries and you have to imagine something that doesn't exist. The watchmasters was happy and scared at the same time. Okay. More scared than happy, I have to say. So the second time it was a bit more daring. The third time it was even more daring, and step by step we arrived at the configuration that everybody loves. The story of the QR code is very funny, because in a certain moment the barrel was the biggest element of the watch, of the face of the watch. And they say, Fabrizio, which kind of finishing we're gonna have on this rochet? And they say, guys, I would love to have an open work execution. You say, okay, forgot it, because it's gonna be oil around the movement, and the rochet and the glass are super close, so you have to disassembling the watch to clean the glass. I would love to have some inscription. We don't have enough thickness to do that. Okay, in a certain moment, I'll tell you, I don't know why, I had this image of the QR code in my mind. Yeah. And I said it works in terms of aesthetics, because the octo is made with square elements, 45-degree angles. So in terms of pattern, it works. But if I have a QR code on top of the watch, I'm gonna have a special contents. So immediately the watch starts to become a gate. It's not even more just the ultra thin watch, but it starts to become a gate to go in a digital world. This is start to become very interesting, because we are able to use one of the most incredible know-how in the Swiss watchmaking industry. So it's a physical object with centuries of heritage to talk about something that doesn't exist. So for me, this watch is a portal. It's like when you open the door of the Bvlgari boutique in Via dei Condotti, you enter in a different world. And with this kind of know-how, with this kind of ultra-thin watches, we talk about something that you cannot touch it, because it's not a physical object. This was my idea. Okay. I went in Neuchâtel. I met Antoine Pan in the corridor. I said, Antoine, we're gonna have a QR code on top of the barrel. Fantastico, amazing. Yeah, yeah. During 2 days after, we're gonna have a meeting with Jean-Christophe, and you know, Jean-Christophe, Fabrizio gonna put a QR code on top of the barrel of the Ultra. Amazing, great, this is a fantastic idea. This is the brand. So as a designer, you could make some sketches, you could have some interesting idea, but it's very important that the people behind you and the people in front of you are the same craziness, because otherwise you are alone. No, we work with external consultant and internal designers. More or less, let me say we are six people around the design process. And they love the challenge. And they love to work. I don't know if they love to work with me, but they love to work for the brand. But we make a lot of interesting things. But, you know, I think that Jean-Christophe put a great speed inside the watches business unit. Let me say, is the first CEO that we had that know very well the watchmaking industry and the watchmaking market and the watch market as well. So I met the first time Jean-Christophe, if I remember well, it was during the process development for Lucea. And it was immediately clear, say, we presented a few proposals and we arrived at the last one and Jean-Christophe said, okay, this is good, perfect, see you next month for the prototype. And this is for us was crazy because to have a prototype before this kind of way to manage the watches, it was 2 months and a half, 3 months. So he put a big energy, great energy and great speed in the process. Yes, I love it. Piccolissimo. Allora, behind the Piccolissimo, the story, long story short, the Serpenti was born with the mechanical movement in the late 30s. At the time, Bvlgari is not a manufacturing site, so we bought movements from very prestigious Swiss brands. Until the 70s, the quartz arrived. Nobody wanted to produce any more small mechanical movements, so we were obliged to use quartz movement inside our eye jewelry watches. After 15 years of development in the ultra-thin world and very, very small movements, in a certain moment I start to push a bit, and they say, guys, now we are very well known for the Finissimo. We already have a 3-4 world record. On the ladies' side, what's happened? No, because now it starts to become, we have eye jewelry watches with quartz movement and we have ultra-thin watches for amazing mechanical movement. I think that now we have enough skills to again use a mechanical movement inside our eye jewelry watches. And I would love to have a Serpenti with a mechanical movement. And we start the development of the Piccolissimo, we stop the development of the Piccolissimo and we start again. The idea was to have, again, a mechanical movement inside the watch because it's very hot on the auctions, but the clients want to buy just the old pieces because it's a mechanical movement. That's why we decided to have a mechanical movement, to have the same attention on the ladies' side, on the male side, but even because jewelry watches for us is a huge asset. And today we have just 2 mechanical movements with this kind of dimension on the market, the JLC and the Bvlgari. So the JLC is very old, but you don't have another brands able to put effort and money to develop a small mechanical movements. Because for the other brands, the jewelry parts is just a small part, but for us it's a huge asset. And the reaction is amazing. The reaction is amazing. We love, we at the beginning the idea was to produce, I don't remember well, 10, 15 pieces per year. Now we are 50, more or less 100 pieces per year. About the current collection, we have some interesting novelties. First of all, the 8 days, the brand new movement, because we completely redesigned the movement. We have a bigger barrel. We changed completely all the wheels, we changed the movement, we changed the case, we applied indexes, I think it's one of the most beautiful octo that we ever made. Now, let me say that started the second stage. We start to take care about the octo. We remove references that we don't have interest for us, and we start to concentrate our effort in the evolution of the movement, the evolution of the aesthetics, in the evolution of the details. So here you see this kind of approach. Again, a rose gold finissimo with a double finishing, and for the first time, a yellow gold.
So you have the feeling that yellow gold is getting bigger and more interesting?
Allora, we receive a request from about yellow gold, it's more or less 10 years. The beginning just from US, now overall, all the markets need the yellow gold. At the end, it could be that with the yellow gold, you can sell even more rose gold, because sometimes the clients say, this is rose gold, I would love yellow gold. Oh, sorry, I don't have it. Oh, that's a pity. So now when they have the double choice, they can increase the sales of the pink gold, or we start to sell again yellow gold. Even in jewelry, we have a lot of references today. And the third very interesting novelties is I love to say the invisible watch. The concept is that during the first meeting that we had with the Sejima showed me the invisible train. So it's a train that she made in Japan. It's completely polished. And it's invisible because it's a reflection of the environment. So it's disappeared at the end. It's very, very interesting because it's a train with a very streamlined design, full chrome and polish. So you see the reflection of the environment. And this was shocking in my mind. I say, okay, this could be interesting for several meanings. First of all, we love to play with materials on the octo. Many years of sandblasted finishing. Now is the steel. So it could be very interesting to change again the point of view. And the second element is that we love ultra thin execution. But in a certain moment, you have a physical constraints of the components. But we would love to have an invisible watch because it's thinner, so they become, in a certain moment, become invisible. So the idea was to use this full polish finishing to have the watch that disappear on your wrist. And when you try to read the time, it's your face that you see. So you are your time. Yes, exactly. And this is something that is completely disruptive. And we love this kind of thing, that it's simple, but it's not simple at all when you have to imagine. So this is the creative process behind the invisible watch. 360 pieces. I think that is almost sold out.
Oops.
Yeah, we are very happy and we are very sad about that. The other limited edition that we made is with Hajime Surayama, and after we have, for the first time, black Serpenti Seduttori with the bezel in gold and in gold and diamonds.
It's very, very sweet and very, very nice.
And again, you play with the material and the finishing, and the perception of the watch is a brand new. This is all the watches that we present in this event.